Hello, hello. Today is day 20 of our 21 days for a self-judgment detox, and I had this request come in about I judge myself for being overweight, and let's just start and tap. Karate chop. Even though I'm totally judging myself and totally making myself wrong for being overweight, I choose to honor I feel this way now. Hi, Sandra. Even though I am totally judging myself for being overweight, I hate it. But I can't seem to resolve it. I choose to honor my truth right now. Hi, Ginger and John, too. And go to the eyebrow. I'm really judging myself. I get really down on myself for being overweight. Not so surprising in this culture. Because the culture I live in is really judgmental towards people who are overweight. And they come up with all these solutions. Just put the fork down. Get off the couch and exercise. Just stop. And I want to say, wow, thanks for that Einstein-like advice. Never thought of any of that myself. God knows I have tried to change this. And yet here I am still overweight. And living in this culture that's actually so mean and prejudiced against me carrying extra weight. Not surprising I'm judging myself. And now the body positivity movement, people are going after that as well. And my truth is, I don't want to be overweight. That's true. But it's not for lack of trying. It's not for lack of looking for solutions. So what if I can look at this a little differently right now? What if I could really invest in the idea that I carry this extra weight in a way to protect myself? So let me see what happens right now. If I had to guess, I keep this extra weight on because. And what comes up for me around that? If I had to guess, I feel the need to protect myself from. And what surface is there? And what if I could tune in to that little child in me that learned so long ago to find comfort in food? And what if I could tell that child in me, I see you. I'm witnessing you. I know this has been hard for you. And I'm going to start practicing self-acceptance. So I can help you find this too. I carry extra weight. Yeah, I do. And I'm so tired of making myself wrong for this. It's exhausting. And what if the first step here is the practice, and it is a practice of being kind to the part of me that's protecting myself using extra weight to do it. If I could see it that way, maybe I would start to judge myself less and accept myself more. I carry extra weight. I don't want to, but I do. And what if that part of me that needs this protection could really use my loving kindness? What if it's totally okay, no matter what the culture tells me, that I'm carrying this weight? And what if by finding acceptance first, even if it's 1% here and there, what if that starts to shift this for me? And what if I start to realize I don't have to try to lose weight? What if through self-acceptance and looking below the surface as to what I'm trying to feel safe from and attending to that, what if the more I do that, over time, the weight takes care of itself? I like that idea that that could be possible. And even if I don't believe it yet, what if that thought feels better than another diet, another book on how to do it? And what if self-acceptance and kindness really is the first step? So take a breath. I think many of you know I had an eating disorder growing up. And I think many of you know the story. My father, who was a Marine, a fighter pilot, he was like, just stop. My given name's Martha. Just stop. And I'm like, wow, thanks for that Einstein advice. Should have had a V8. Never thought that myself. God, no idea. And again, it was not for lack of trying. I felt so trapped and so imprisoned. And I've said this before, but to this day, I could not tell you literally what the things were that caused that for me. But I know once I started tapping and just tapping on issues and tapping on self-acceptance, it started to shift for me, like in a bigger way. I had overcome like this huge chunk of it going to a 12-step program, but I still had this like residual monkey mind about it. And I had this perpetual weight fluctuation. And it was like, I noticed like I was judging myself and pounding myself to dust. And it's like when that started to shift, when I started to be like, when I think about my upbringing, shocker that happened, like shocker that was going on for me. And in psychosomatics, weight is protection. You know, I've said this many times. It's like insulating myself. I'm trying to protect myself from. So like asking yourself those questions, like if I had to guess, I'm protecting myself from. If I had to guess, I don't feel safe because. And that is your roadmap on what to tap on and start there. And I mean, I say this, and of course, here's my disclaimer. If you're under a doctor's care and they have you on a diet, follow that while you're working on this. But it's like, you know, it's that to me is the thing below the surface. And I sit here today, and I was talking to my sister early this morning, and I when I think back to how imprisoned I felt, I'm literally blown away that I feel the way I do now. And it doesn't mean that I don't. I was telling my sister, no, I catch myself sometimes. I'm like, Marti, you're emotionally eating. And I just catch it now. But the prison that I was in is gone. And that's what I really struggle with all the time is our culture and how toxic they are about being overweight and judgy and, you know, like, yeah, you should have the conversation with them. And I'm like, no, you shouldn't. No, you shouldn't. Just have the conversation with yourself. Why are you so uncomfortable that someone around you is overweight? What's going on in you? And it's just mind-boggling to me, but that's our culture. And I mean, not surprising any one of us would judge ourselves for that. So I hope you found this helpful. And I will post this. And then tomorrow is day 21. I have to leave my house very early in the morning when it's still dark out. So I'm not sure when I'll do the video, and I'll be doing it on the road, and then I'll have to post it when I get back tomorrow night. But that'll be our final day 21. And Suzanne, great to see you. John, Ginger, Sandra, great to have you here. Sandra, great to have you here live, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye for now.